Guys, this is Marcus the Gravelholic, and welcome to Learn with Gravelholic. This week we're going to talk to Robin Fundby, one of the co-owners of the Swedish brand Alpe Eyewear. And here are some of the things that we will be talking about today.
Not that many know, actually, but it's my dear friend and colleague Eric who started this in his basement in Eksjö. No one's ever done like only great things with good opportunities. You need to have a great mindset. Make sure that you're surrounded with good people as well.
All right, let's get on with the full show. Here he is. Hi and welcome, Robin. How are you today?
Thanks so much, Marcus. I'm very good. We were just talking about sitting here like the weather is gray and only clouds and rain.
Yeah, exactly. It's horrible. I'm super excited to have you on the show today. This is going to be so much fun. You are doing a journey that I'm so super impressed by, and I just can't imagine how you're able to do it. But I'm so excited to ask some of the questions that I have lined up today. But first and foremost, how I just wanted to mention sort of how we met, and that was kind of through Instagram, which is many of the reasons why I have people on the show, because I meet people on Instagram, and you reached out to me. I think it was at least, and I was a
Yeah.
little bit hesitant from the beginning, but then I was like, "Ah, I have nothing to lose. Let's go." But we can get back to that in a little bit. But first and foremost, you do cycle, right? So what kind of bike do you like, and why?
So yeah, I do biking mostly. I run a bit as well, but and that's trail running, but mostly I bike. And uh, typically I only do road bike nowadays. And I just bought myself the new Tarmac SL8 with what's
With
that
the
called? A
speed
Force
sniffer.
XS.
With the speed sniffer.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean that's such a nice bike. I had it for 2 weeks in Spain, and yeah, it's terrific. Also, I've got a Bianchi Specialissima down in Spain at our summer house, and I have what's that called? Yeah, Specialized Diverge as well,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Awesome.
a super nice bike. But I've also had some three Ts as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah,
But
back in the day.
back in the day, that's cool. And now you get me curious. But where is it in Spain that you're going, and you have the house?
Yeah, so we've been in Spain for like just before Torrevieja, which is outside of Alicante. So we've had a house there for I think it's like 15 years, something. Since no, it's more since 2001. So, but it's actually like the last 3 4 years that I've been there cycling because I thought about it as like I don't know, not that great tarmac and a lot of traffic. But I realized like 4 years ago when I started down there, I realized that the traffic is a lot better. They're a lot more like what do you call it, like tolerant against cyclists,
Yeah.
and yeah, they're actually very friendly. A lot more nicer than in Sweden.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I haven't cycled exactly there. I mean, my near and dear to my heart is Mallorca, where I used to live for a couple of years, and
Yeah,
I can say the same thing about the Mallorquin, that they are so much more tolerant, and they leave room for you when they go past you, and they don't push it in the same way. It's only the stupid tourists that do the stupid things when you cycle there. So, but the Mallorquin, they are super
exactly.
friendly. Yeah, it's completely different.
Yeah.
I would so much wish for people in Sweden where we live, and that they would actually pick up on that as well, because they are not super friendly here with us cyclists all the time.
No, they're not. And I mean, sometimes I can see why, because there are a lot of like bad cyclists as well.
True.
But I mean, because you need to like be always like show yourself in a good way for like all the cyclists. But I mean, some uh, like car drivers are always going to be grumpy or I don't
Yeah,
know, being your way.
exactly. But hey,
Yeah.
the big reason why I want to have you on the show is that you are a super brave and super driven person, starting something that is called Alpe Eyewear. And I've been fortunate enough to use your eyewear and your glasses, and I'm thrilled about them. But how did this get started? How did you come up with the idea even to start such a company?
So actually, I don't know if I've told you, but not that many know actually, but it's my dear friend and colleague Eric who started this in his basement in Eksjö, in the I don't know, woods or forest in Sweden,
Exactly, in the
down in
deep forest, in
Småland.
the deep middle part of
Ex Exactly. So he started this in I don't know, like late summer 2021. But it
Okay.
was just like a thing where he started it from his basement basically.
Mhm.
And he contacted me like a month after, just you know, because we had started like a bit of a he was doing coaching in biking, and I was supposed to do my like second, yeah, first or second. So we started that 2020. We started with coaching, and I was supposed to do my real effort on Vätternrundan, the
Mhm.
300 and oh no, it was 297 kilometers long.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to do that like in a good time. And so I reached out to him. He was going to be my coach. We did that for like a year. And I'm always joking that I have to be the best adept he's ever had. I only missed like 3 training days, I think. I was so focused, you know, and we developed such a good like bond, and he was actually great at that. He was a very good coach. But
Cool.
like after Veteranen and everything, he told me that he started a company, Alpe Eyewear, but he didn't know what it was supposed to be. And he started it like the reason why he started it and why we've continued is that he thought that every time he was out racing mountain bike in the forest, and then like a cross country race, and he dropped his glasses. He was always like so frustrated. It was like $250 laying in the grass or
Yeah.
laying in the forest, and he was not supposed to get that. He was like after the race, yeah, new ones, new ones, new ones, and you easily end up with like $1,000 in a season.
Mhm.
And so he was thinking there must be a sweet spot between pricing and quality. So he started looking at, what's that called? Like fabrik, manufacturers,
Yeah.
um, uh, to manufacture like eyewear that could
Mhm.
be affordable with a lot of great quality.
Mhm.
So after like having like 7, 8 demos sent for him. He found one, and he found their direct contact with that manufacturer, and he started doing business with them.
Mhm.
And then like after 2, 3 months, he had like I don't know 3 or 4 different version of Stelvio, and
Mhm.
he reached out to me, wanted me to be like an ambassador.
Mhm.
And I did that for, I don't know, 2, 3 months. And after that, I was like, I left my old place, I left my paw. And by that time, I had a girlfriend that was sponsored by Bliss Eyewear. And so I threw them away as well and only used my Alpe. And I was like super happy. And uh, I think it was like 5th of January 2022. I gave him a call, like, hey Eric, we need to talk because I need to be a co-owner of Alpi. And he
Okay.
was like, what? No, you can't be, you must be kidding me. I always thought that I never wanted to, I wanted to ask you, but I was too afraid to ask you because you have so much going on. But I was like, no, we're gonna go for this. So I became a co-owner, and yeah, we just like cranked up the volume, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah. But how? I mean,
Yeah,
this
so
I
that
need
was the
I need to
beginning.
ask you about this because this market. I mean, there is just so much product out there, and there are so much brands that try to position them in different ways, right? And I've been using some different glasses, of course, as well, and some of the more famous ones. But it seems like you've found a sweet spot. But how on the earth are you brave enough to do such a thing in this market? Where does that
Uh-huh.
come from? And what's your thinking?
I don't know. My everyday job is I run a like welding shop, quite big. We have a turnover of yeah, like 20 million Swedish crowns, and it's my own or own and old family business. So I took over like running the business 2.5 years ago. But I've always felt that I need to have something more. So I work like 60 hours there, but then I wanted to have some more hours or like engagement in something else. I needed something more, like not just going to work every day between 8 and 5. Um, yeah, when Erik showed me this, I was like, we're gonna go for this, and we're gonna put in the work. We're always gonna put in money in this. So yeah, we saw like I don't know what you're gonna call it, but we saw we saw a hole
Yeah.
that we wanted to fit
Hmm.
in, and that is
An
like
opportunity in the
we
market, kind of. Yeah. Mm.
yeah. So we actually have like two competitors, but for me, I gotta tell you, I don't see them as a competitor. They're the same price, but they're not the same quality. So for me, it's easy. For me, it's easy for people to tell people why they should choose Alp instead.
Okay.
So I don't know. I just have that. It's same with Eric. We have that drive. We want to make a difference. We want to show people that you can get affordable eyewear for great quality.
That's super, super cool. But tell me, now I said Alpe, but that's kind of the Swedish way to pronounce it. But you say Alp in English, and but where did the name come from? It's of course we don't have any
Yeah.
Alps in Sweden.
No. No. As yeah, you can't call those out exactly. But no, you can say any way you want. But I started with saying Alpe.
Hmm.
Uh, but we've developed into saying just Alp,
Okay.
like the English word Alp.
Yep. Yep.
So, but you can say either way, it's Alp. So yeah, but
Cool.
the
And where
name
does the
actually
name
comes
stem
from
from? Where does the name
uh,
come from?
yeah. So it comes from climbing the Alp or climbing that doing that climb on a bike or
Hmm.
trail running, just going up to the top
Hmm.
Alp. Yeah, so it's not that hard or it's not that big of a story behind it. We just or Eric thought it was like a cool name and we just stuck with it.
Love it. Simple. That's awesome. It doesn't necessarily always need to have this
Yeah.
whole super big backstory of meaning something. It's just straight up simple, and you like something. Let's just
Yeah.
go for it. That's perfect. But I'm a
Yeah.
bit curious too. You mentioned that, yeah, you're working with a manufacturer. I guess that's an Asian manufacturer.
Yeah.
Yeah. What now you have all these different kinds of glasses and shapes and forms and colors and whatnot. And, what does the product development process look like? Because you have come up with some new products and there's things happening, you're prototyping, and how does that work? Are you Eric doing that, and how does it work?
Yeah, so basically, we just wanted to cut like everything very short and make it very like so. So Eric is more of a technical guy, and he
Hmm.
wants to dissect everything, and I want to have answers right now. I want to make decisions right now. I want results in like 1 minute. So we did sort of like in between, but I think I got like 90-20 or 90-10. But so we have I actually have a guy at my welding shop who does 3D printing in plastic.
Ah, okay.
So the process is actually like this. We sat down by a drawing board, just drawing everything,
Hmm.
putting in lines, and doing the measurements and everything. Maybe like doing that from a model that we like, maybe from another brand or
Hmm.
whatever, and then
Yep.
just tweaking some. Then he does that in SolidWorks, the 3D program.
Yep.
Yeah, he gives us a draft. And we go from that, and then we tweak a little bit, and then maybe after, I don't know, a week, we're satisfied with one kind of model, and we
Uh-huh.
ask him to 3D print it, or we order him to 3D print it, pay for it, and then we get the 3D printed version. And I think actually, no, I don't have it here. It would have been, yeah, I have it. Look here. So
Oh,
here's
that's so
the
cool.
3D printed version of the Aspen. So this
Wow.
is this is the first, and you can see
That is
I
super
mean,
cool.
and this is like, that's why we say like it's actually designed and developed in Sweden. It's developed in Nässjö, Eksjö, Jönköping.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is super. I mean, 3D
So
printing is so awesome.
yeah,
That's
it's
super
such an
cool.
advantage. And I mean, we can cut the leads like this short.
Hmm.
So we've done everything up to ordering a demo or prototype in like 3 weeks. And
Wow.
then it takes 1 week for them to make the demo or prototype and send it to us. So I actually have we only have like prototype names right now.
Uh-huh.
So this is I'm gonna do like this,
Yeah.
the Aspen Speed. It's called that right now.
Ah. So this is
And
the
you
new
can
one that
see
you've
that
been holding off.
yeah. So it's very speedy.
It is indeed.
But this is going to come with a what's that called when you can change the
The nose thingy.
nose
Yeah.
exactly, so you can adjust it
Mm-hmm.
like this. This one has does not have it, but this is gonna come with the adjustable nose piece.
Oh, that's cool.
um and this is the Aspen Light,
Nice.
so it's a bit narrower.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this way. The same measurement this way,
Yeah.
but it's a bit narrower here.
Uh-huh.
And it sits like super comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so
So
cool. But now, one when we're on this path right now, so tell me a little bit about the product lineup that you guys have. So, what different kinds of glasses do you have, and why did you bring them out?
yeah.
Did they come to be?
So so Stelvio was the first model. And that was developed because um I mean Eric wanted those like big glasses that protect a lot. Um you feel very secure. It protects a lot from the wind. uh, but yet they're extremely light and they're very comfortable. They sit very like nice to the face,
They're my favorites.
and yeah, I know. But I mean, they're also everyone's favorite that has maybe a bit not that narrow head or narrow face.
Hmm.
So if you have like medium or a little bit bigger face or head, they fit like very, very good. Um, and the Aspen, uh, that was actually like we wanted a model that was a bit smaller,
Hmm.
fitting in like on a lot more faces that are a bit narrower, smaller, maybe typically women,
Hmm.
and but also a model that sits a bit tighter, that is a bit more racy feeling.
Hmm.
Uh, they're also extremely light. I don't know, there are not many grams separating them between them two, but it also fits a bit better for some like cross-country skiers. So we noticed that for some, they like when they put Stelvio up on their head, if
Uh-huh.
they have a very small face, it can easily like glide like this.
Hmm.
So that's one of the reasons why we developed Aspen.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you that, and maybe you've seen it as well. I don't know, but my wife, she takes those all the time instead of the Stelio, so she really likes them. And of course, she has a smaller face than mine, so it really, really, it speaks to exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
But
and I
that
mean that's yeah.
that's a different thing that I wanted to or to ask you about this whole cross country skiing. It's a big thing in the Nordics, a big thing in the whole wide world. But Norway and Sweden is like one of the two best countries when it comes to this in the whole world, basically. But and now I saw some recent development. You just came off. I saw on Instagram the other days that you were up meeting the Swedish national team, right, and working with them. That's a huge thing, huh?
Yeah, it is. And I mean, I still can't believe that we're in that pool. But and I get like a bit of, like this chills. Because it's so cool and it's like so crazy to think 2 years ago that we were supposed to be in the Swedish national team, supplying glasses to one of the world's best like skiers cross
Yeah.
country. Um, and actually, I had some friends. I had some contacts, like in both skiers and in the federation, and I was like, yeah, maybe going there to just expand our brand and making like a big impact. So I reached out to them, like, how much does it cost? How does the process work?
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay for us to join?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, of course, we would be super happy. and and I got the I don't know, like heads up that I was supposed to maybe contact some skiers before
Okay.
entering the pool,
Mm-hmm.
like reach out to some of them if you already know them and ask would they be able to or willing to sign a contract with you. And I did that with like two or three skiers. Actually, the two out of three were locally from Jönköping, where I live,
Oh, okay.
or Jönköping area, and that was like the most fun thing, except from the one guy that I knew from before. So yeah, before we even signed the deal with the ski team Sweden, I actually had like three already done, like by mouth, so to speak.
That's super, super cool.
So
But so how does it
yeah.
work? Now when you were up there, did you like put them all out on a smorgasbord and people could try them and then they or how what was that experience?
Yeah, so I actually was in, I think they had like 1.5 month or 2 months ago, I was up in Torsby, where they have a ski tunnel.
Mhm.
So that was the first meeting with the ski team. So I already talked to like four or five of them, two girls and three guys. And yeah, I brought some demos. I brought all the eyewear that we have, or all the models with different like combinations, lenses, everything. And they got to try it, everything, and they skied for, I don't know, let's say like 3 days. But
Mhm.
we've also sent them before, so they had the opportunity to maybe try them out 1 month before as well. And and now when I was up there, I already had like, and so we have 6 or 7 skiers that are using uh, our eyewear right now. So yeah, it's such a crazy feeling, and we've actually not. We still have two left that we're gonna announce. There are quite big names in the ski team, ladies. So that is gonna be super cool. I think one this week and one next week.
Awesome. And that's
Yeah.
super nice to see to see because that's of course going to be huge for you guys hopefully. Great. But what's now you are doing product development. You just showed me some of the prototypes and what's coming up, but what else do you have planned for the future? What's happening now? What's your vision, maybe I should ask you, because you mentioned that you were working on that right now. So maybe you can give us a little bit of a preview.
Of course. So next thing up, is we're gonna release the two new models, the prototypes that are gonna be like real models. We're gonna release that hopefully in early December.
Hmm.
And actually, I'm gonna tell you, and you will be one of the first to be able to show these on Instagram, maybe. But this one is gonna come in the transparent
I
frame
love it.
with this lens,
Love it.
and that is gonna be super cool. So
Yeah.
that is gonna come as a limited edition, just 100 pieces. That's it.
That is the my
So
favorite
maybe that's the
Stelvio frame
first.
as well, the see-through one. Full
Yeah, I
transparency.
mean, we just that was like, uh, wow, let's test it. We were like, it's 50-50 if it's gonna work,
Yeah.
and that is our best seller like
Oh,
all
really?
time. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
And the combination transparent frame with the pink lens
Hmm.
is like, yeah, it's a grandiose. Yeah,
Cool.
well, so sorry. So yeah, early December, releasing the two new models, and hopefully in like February, March, we're gonna see a lot more with the ski team. Maybe like that has like enhanced our level a bit,
Mhm.
hopefully. And we're constantly working on new models, but we've actually made a decision that we're gonna stay just doing glasses.
Mhm.
So that's that's our main focus, and that's the thing we think that we're the best at, and we're gonna make sure that everyone, including Europe and America, knows that Alpe Eyewear is someone to count on.
That's super cool. But and is it? I wanted to ask you about this as well. And so, where can people find the glasses first and foremost? And how can they buy them anywhere, or is it only online? And how does that work?
Yeah, so we've made it quite simple for both the customer and ourselves. And um, as of today, it's mostly like 99% is it's available online only on our website,
Hmm.
alpeeyewear.com.
Hmm.
And I mean, we ship all over the world, and we have free shipping over like 500 Swedish crowns. So it's very easy for people to order them, and the deliveries are super fast, etc. And we've actually had some marketplaces contact us, uh, wanting us to be on their platform, and
Hmm.
we're working with a company right now, trying to see like in which way or which direction we're going to go. We've started to look at Amazon, Zalando, and we'll see. Maybe this spring will show, or the statistics is going to show if we're going to do that or just stay on the website. And
Okay.
then we have some local bike shops in Jönköping that has our glasses,
Okay.
uh, for people to try on and stuff. But I mean, we have you as a great ambassador, and you maybe show some people or some friends, and or you're out traveling. I mean, it's a lot more easier today to maybe have someone as an ambassador, or extended arm uh, for the web shop.
Yeah, that's very true. One thing I wanted to step away a little bit from the products now and talk a little bit more about you and your journey, because I think that's also one of the things that's people might be very interested in. I am very interested in that, hearing sort of what people have learned and what has been their challenges and things like that, and what to think about. So can you talk to me a little bit about what has now these last couple of 1 2 years, 3 years maybe then, has been sort of the biggest challenge, and potentially also some learnings that you have done.
Yeah. So the biggest challenges, that has actually been, getting the hang of like advertising. I mean, or making, because I love sales. I love selling. I love speaking for or of a product that I like or that I'm like invested in. But I mean, I've worked with, we in my main business, I sell transportation screws. That is like, for paper mills, and it's something that I or my employees weld together, and I sell it as a product, and we're like 1 out of 5 in Sweden that does that.
Hmm.
For me, it's so easy to sell, and I just pick up the phone and get an order. On Alp, it's like I need to really make sure that people see it. They see it with their own eyes. That it's like the glasses are really great quality, and we don't fuss about. We're super serious, and yeah, it's a lot harder. But also, as we've mentioned, we have some big names that are our competitors, and you need to make sure that you show people that we're serious. And so, yeah, one of the hardest things has been, I don't know if you want to say that, but like convincing people.
Hmm.
And yeah, and also advertising. It's been rough. We've found like a good spot right now. It could be better, but yeah, we're
Do
learning.
you have
It's
any
mostly
sort of
Evi.
in that space of advertising? Do you have any mistakes that you want to share that you sort of, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have sort of.
Yeah, yeah. So I made a huge mistake this summer. So we had two good like advertisements on Facebook ads that went very nice, but I thought it could be a lot better. So I did two new ones, and I stopped those early ones, and the new ones was like shitty. They were total crap.
Oh
So
no.
the sales like it dropped for like 2 weeks. But actually, we like in total we had a great month. But yeah, that was such a big mistake. And yeah, we've also had like months where we or weeks that we've never spoken with each other, and just putting up new advertisements, maybe having like some months having like 30% or 40% of like of the sales only in advertising. So yeah, we've done some mistakes on it.
Okay.
Not too bad.
So besides those things, and of course you've learned from that as well, but is there any kind of learnings that you've done that you, or epiphanies, or kind of in that kind of, yeah, during this journey now of Alp Eyewear that you want to share?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I'm my main business is in like a whole different business area. So getting into e-commerce, I've learned that like social media and those kind of advertisement or like reach has such a big impact. But also not like not like 100% big impact unless it's the right focus area.
Hmm.
Like if I reach out, or if we and I'll reach out to like, I don't know, 11, 13 years old, boys or girls, it doesn't matter. We're not going to do sales on them. It speaks for itself. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't have to explain that because they're not our main focus. But if we get like 100 or like half of that in the right focus area, we have a lot of bigger impact. And yeah, that has been mind blowing actually, seeing which ones are like strong on buying.
Uh, that's interesting. But one thing that I want to ask you, that a question that came pop to my mind now, is that, I mean, I act as an ambassador for some certain brands, and I work with people that I like, and I do all those things. But how is it for? And I'm not gonna say that I get spammed, but I get so many proposals sent to me on Instagram, and it's everything, all kinds of weird stuff, to be honest. But many different. I'm not gonna name any brands, but or things, but But when
Yeah.
how is it for you, sort of on the other side of the coin? I know how it is for me, and just saying no to a lot of different proposals. But how do you go about that? Thinking about the ambassadors. I mean, you also sort of kind of started as an ambassador, but then turned to the business side. What? How? Yeah, tell me about what was your thinking about ambassadorship and this kind of new influencer kind of way of marketing and so forth.
It's super hard actually, but the main focus should always be what kind of person is showing your product. I mean, what kind of influence does that person have on people or on the following? And I mean, I pinpointed you as a person that is very kind, very happy, very influential in a like positive kind of way. Maybe you race some time, but mostly you go out and have fun on the bike. And for me, gravel is also a passion. It's like when I want to get out and clear my mind after a rough day at work, I go with the gravel bike and just endless roads. And if I want to have a 5 hour day in the saddle, I go on the gravel bike. And so as an example for you, as I reached out to you, it was just purely because you were like a good uh, like a good person that can show us in a authentic way. So yeah, I think that that is the way we're thinking all the time. But also we have some like sportsmen or sportswomen as for an example, we have Oskar Claesson, which is like the number one trail runner right now in Sweden,
Hmm.
and he's also a good friend of mine. We've developed also a friendship through Alp, but also he's doing races, and he's also like such a nice guy. Everyone believes he's down to earth, and he's not like he doesn't have that, you know, like I'm an athlete. It's like nothing at all. He's a super kind, laid back guy. Um, and that's also what we were looking for in the ski team Sweden,
Hmm.
cross country team. So I'm not going to say that we're handpicking, but we're very picky about the people that we want as ambassadors or athletes.
Yeah.
And yeah, we want nothing of sales. We want we want you to write or show something that is authentic. And yeah, and we believe that really you do that such a great job.
Oh, thank
And
you.
we're very thankful.
Thank you. It's fun. I mean, it's easy when you like the products, and that's why I tell people like I don't if I don't like it, I don't use it. It's and I never
Yeah,
I don't take on any partnerships or ambassadorships unless I actually also like the products. And many of the things that I am using is stuff that I used before I sort of grew on Instagram.
yeah,
So that I bought for myself and that I paid for and that I've used and that I have really can say that this is comes from my heart, from where I am as a person. It's not paid partnership and someone just gives me stuff and I, oh, here's this glasses, blah blah blah, super good, here you go.
yeah.
And then move on to the next one. It's not that kind of deal.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And there are a lot of people that does that. And
Yeah.
I so if I could have like one just big shout out to people, if you want to do a collaboration, either it's a company or an influencer, try to make sure that you do that with authenticity and like be sure that the person you're giving your product is like or sending is like true about it. They like it because otherwise you're not gonna make like a solid foundation of the sales or of the company because it's like the same with the vision and mission of our company.
That's super cool. I was just thinking about one thing that happened. It was just recent now. What was it? Yesterday or the day before? Now, when I got back on the bike, and I was gonna head out, and I was looking through my glasses, and I wanted the transparent one because it was kind of gloomy outside. with just the transparent glasses because it was also a little bit of rain. I couldn't find them. I was like, now I'm not going to curse, but now my son has been
Yeah.
here because he loves using my glasses. He goes there all the time and takes my glasses. He wants to do what I
Yeah.
do. But anyhow, I couldn't find them, so I was like, and then I was looking through, and then I found the yellow ones, and I was like, oh, yellow. I got these. I'm never going to use them, but hell, I need something. I can't have the dark ones. I'm just going to pop them on and just use them. And because I think they look so freaking dorky, to be honest, with the yellow glasses, with the yellow lenses, I should say. But
Yeah.
but then when I got out and I put them on, I was like, holy moly! I actually see better now, even though that the sun is cloudy and it's a little bit rain and everything. I was like, why did I never test this before? That was such a revelation. I was like, oh my god!
Amen. No, but I mean,
Amen.
seriously, I mean, everyone is like that. Nah, I'm not gonna use the yellow ones. I look dorky, or I look like a frog, or I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
But as soon as you get them on, if it's cloudy, if it's like a bit rainy, you get the like revelation or epiphany. Whoa, is
yeah.
it bright outside? Is it sunny?
I need
Um,
I need to check
so
now my
yeah,
story. I need to check my story that I put out yesterday to ask people what they think about yellow lenses. Just give me 1 second so you can find it here.
when
Okay,
I did
I
the voting yesterday, it was like 57 pro.
yeah. So let's see now. So I've had 2,000 people seeing the story, which is not a lot, but it's some. And there's now been. I can put this on the screen later so you can see it as well. I'm not going to take a screen dump so I can put it on the screen when
Yeah.
for the people. So the vote says now that 52% is in favor and that this is the best thing since sliced bread. And but 48% still says hell no.
But I mean, so it's like 1,000 people to convince.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
actually, I'm so glad that you did that and that you showed the yellow lens because I mean, for me it's a no-brainer. But there is one thing with the yellow lens, and that is some people get like they get like a bit nauseous with it.
Oh really?
They
Okay.
think it's yeah, so they get like a bit of I don't know if it's something with a sight or a vision or I don't know. But some people I've heard get nauseous with yellow or orange.
Oh okay. Oh, that's too bad
But
for
I
them.
mean, yeah, I know they can't experience the best thing since sliced bread.
Exactly. So, to start sort of closing this off, what do you have any recommendations now? I mean, you're running two businesses. You do a lot of stuff, and you go through a lot of different sort of experiences of your own. What what can you give any recommendations, sort of directions to people that aspire to do a similar journey? Not that don't want them to start competing with you guys, but in any kind of sort of product per sort of business or venture that they have ahead of themselves.
Um, it's always hard, but I've always said that as long as you have passion, as long as you're dedicated and want to put in the effort and the work, you're gonna do fine. And the thing that separates the people from doing fine and doing very good is the mindset and the effort you put in. Because no one's ever done only good things with or great things with only money. So no one's ever done only great things with good opportunities. You need to have a great mindset. You have to make sure that you're surrounded with good people as well. So I've always made sure that if I know someone that can point me in the right direction, or that can help me with something, or can get me in contact with the right person, I use that. I'm always going to use that. I'm not
Mm.
afraid. I'm never going to be afraid of doing those maybe not that super what you call that sometimes I just throw myself out there.
Yeah.
I just take a risk or take a chance. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's I kind of mentioned it. You summarized it pretty well. It's about being brave, right? You need to be brave and
Yeah.
be consistent and have the stamina to endure. I think that's very good. Okay, last
And
question.
also you need to
Oh,
have,
oh,
yeah, and
sorry.
so no, sorry. But also you need to have some fair amount of luck as well.
Yeah,
Because nothing is just going like freight train. It's always gonna be like a bit of bumpy and stuff.
it is indeed. Yeah, that is very true. Last question, which is actually a little bit of a twist. Do you have a question for me?
Wow. Yeah, I have a question. How is your winter training looking? Is it gonna be Swift or is it gonna be outside or is it 50-50?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I try to stay outside as much as I can, even though that it
Mm,
comes with a hassle of putting on clothes, washing clothes afterwards, cleaning the bike, and all that. But just the fresh air, if it's dark outside, watching the stars. I mean, it's just for me. It's not only about training my body; it's about training my brain and staying healthy
mm,
from a mental point of view. And training inside does that to a certain extent, like releasing the endorphins that you need, but it doesn't sort of give me that full kind of it doesn't charge my batteries enough in that sense. So I try to go outside as much as I can, but it is really a hustle. So it will definitely be that I'm going to spend some time on the trainer as well. Lucky enough, I have a good setup, so I'm not complaining. It works super fine.
mm.
And also the pro, I mean the positive side of exercising inside, for me at least, I have such a hard time like doing efforts and doing intervals outside, especially when you try to ride on gravel, and there's so many twists and turns. It's just super difficult to keep or yeah, to stay on an interval basically. So
Mm.
that's why I also, for me, it's beneficial to do some of those sort of when you go not easy, but when you go sort of steady pace and do that outside, and then I do the interval stuff on the kicker. That's
Yeah,
usually how I do it. But yeah, as much as possible, stay outside. It's for me, it's so important. How about yourself?
I agree. No, I agree. So I've always done uh like biking outside in either weather. Um, we usually get a bit of snow in the winter
Mhm.
in Jönköping. So some winters I've had studded tires, but mostly I just go with like a bit less air and just go like, yeah, snowy roads. And but when I don't want to ride my bike outside, I actually do trail running instead because
Ah.
I've never been fond of training or biking inside. So yeah, my alternative training is trail running outside. I agree with you totally. Outside is the best, like my mind, body, everything.
Yeah, super. Thank you very much for joining this show. It's been a pleasure. I learned so many things. It's been super inspiring as well. So I hope to see you soon again in person next time we see each other.
Thank you so much yourself, and it's a great show. Love for me being with you and just doing this together with you is super fun. And thanks for sharing our brand.
Wow. I really hope you found that as inspiring as I did. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and you will be notified when the next episode next week comes out. Thank you very much, guys, for joining, and see you soon again. Bye.